So here are the 10 things that I will and I will not be doing as a second time mom. So the first one will be writing a birth plan. When I first found out that I was pregnant with my first son, I did go the OBGYN route. And after the second visit, I just quickly knew that this route was not for me. The time was short in the office visit. The doctor did not give me the correct vibes. They're very dismissive. I just did not like how I felt. And after that, I knew I needed to have a birth plan so everyone who was on my birth team can advocate for me and they know what my preferences are. And so I ended up going the midwife route. The second thing that I will be doing the same is having a home birth with midwives. Having a home birth was the best decision that I think I've ever made. I had the most peaceful, blissful, beautiful home birth, and it just wasn't chaotic at all. I was able to labor at home. I was able to walk around my house. I was able to get up and do as much as I pleased without any disruptions or discomfort or, nurses coming in that I don't even know. It was just a beautiful experience, and I will continue to advocate for midwives. If you're pregnant, get a midwife, have a home birth. You don't have to do all this stuff. So along with having a home birth and having midwives, I will not be receiving an epidural. I will not be receiving any vaginal exams, any interventions, anything of that sort. The midwives don't even administer epidurals. So it's really up to me to figure out what type of pain relief I would like to go through, what tool I would like to use. For me, I would like to have a birth in the tub. Last time that was part of my birth plan, but it did not happen that way. So I would hope that maybe this time it can work, hopefully. Other than that, it's all me, my baby, and active labor. It's my work. The fourth thing that I will be doing the same as I did with my first pregnancy, now with my second pregnancy, I will be getting my placenta encapsulated. I feel like there was a huge difference in my mood the first 2 to 3 months after I gave birth to my son due to having my placenta encapsulated. I don't believe I had postpartum blues or depression. I had postpartum anger, which is a little bit different, but it helped with my with my milk supply. It helped with my mood. It helped just me and my son kind of recover a lot faster. So it was a little bit expensive. I did get like a placenta art with it, which is very beautiful, but I think it's worth it. You don't have to do it. It's something I wanted to try, and it's something I will do again. Okay, number 5 is creating a meal prep plan for the entire first month postpartum. This was so helpful for me, and I'm so glad that I planned for it. Even though my family is the one that executed it, I'm so glad that I planned for it. So part of, again, my birth plan was to have these freezer meals prepped for the whole first month. So all I had to do was just focus on my child. I can just go downstairs and put the food in the oven, and I wouldn't have to worry about cooking. So the night before, as I was having my labor pains and contractions, I was going over this meal plan with my sister. We wrote down all the ingredients I would need, all the meals that I would need, how long it would take to cook, how long it would take to finish. And as I was giving birth upstairs, my whole family was downstairs preparing that for me. So that's something I didn't have to do, and I'm so, so grateful for. So you should do it too. This one might be controversial, but number 6 is not getting my child vaccinated. I'm actually not educated on vaccinations. I'm actually kind of nervous to get my son vaccinated. Both my sons vaccinated, but I know there's some vaccinations out there that are necessary for him, but he just hasn't had any. So I hope no one comes for me, but I I still am not educated on it. I don't know what is necessary, what's not. I just know at this point he can't go to any type of school. He can't go to daycare. I'm watching him on my own. Well, me and my partner are watching him on our own because you have to be vaccinated. Well, these kids have to be vaccinated before going into school, and that's kind of sad. But as of right now, I kind of don't have to worry about it. I have a 2-year-old and a newborn, and I got a couple more years to think about it. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. The next thing that I will be doing as a second time mom is taking a postpartum sitz bath or multiple postpartum sitz bath. So what a sitz bath is basically a bunch of herbs that help with healing, with bleeding, vaginal healing. You're able to take a bath also with your newborn. That's what I did with my son. So I'm going to do that again. I noticed a significant difference. I didn't have that much bleeding. I was able to snap back right away. I think it was the salts and the specific kind of herbs, but I will be doing that again. And it just felt right to do so after, since I didn't have the water birth that I did plan. The sitz bath afterwards was very helpful. Number 8 will be co-sleeping and exclusively breastfeeding. I don't find anything wrong with co-sleeping. I think it makes it easier for the bond between you and your child. There might be, controversies around that, but it's what worked for me. I try to have him in the bassinet next to me, and some days he wasn't having it. He wanted to sleep next to his parents, so I'm not mad at that. It helped me as well with my own mood swings, so it was a win-win situation. And then exclusively breastfeeding, I think I'm gonna do that this time around. I did pump the first time, but it was just really annoying being attached to a pump and then trying to feed him and then not having enough while I'm pumping. It was just a lot, so I'd rather just exclusively breastfeed. This is something that will be obviously postpartum, and when my son gets a little bit older, around the 3-month mark is when I taught my first son sign language. That is something that I will be doing again for my second son. My first son, he still signs to me to this day. Sometimes it's good not to always just try to ask him questions and be like, what is it that you want? Do you want water? Do you want milk? Say thank you, things like that. We're able to communicate without even speaking, and I think that's such a great lesson to teach your children. And even if there was ever like a harmful situation that your kid is in, and they're not able to speak, or they come across other kids that are deaf and use sign language, I think it's such a valuable skill. We still use it to this day, and I'm glad we do actually. So it's very helpful. I will be doing that again. I think this is number 10, but the last thing that I will be doing the same is cloth diapering and using cloth wipes for my sons. Since I already have it, I don't have to go out and buy diapers. I don't have to buy wipes. I already purchased all of that, and I don't have to spend any more money for it. And it's such a freeing feeling knowing that I don't have to go to the store, buy diapers. I make my own wipes. I wash my own diapers. The cycle continues every week. It is a little bit extra work, but I think overall it's better for the planet. It's better for his bum. It's better for society. I don't know. I just see doing it works for me. Again, it's not convenient for everyone, but it's an extra task that I choose to take on, and I don't mind doing it. So I love that, and I will be doing that again. Okay, now we're getting into the 10 things that I won't be doing the same, or the things that I should have done the first pregnancy that I didn't do, but I will be doing now. The first one will be drinking more tea and okra water. I know okra water is good for labor. Red raspberry leaf tea is good for labor. I have to drink stinging nettle leaf tea now because I am low in iron. Because I am low in iron, so I'm just trying to get all the nutrients I can. Eat my dates, do all the things. I wasn't as prepared before with eating and drinking tea and drinking water properly the first time around, even though my birth was still as smooth, but I just want to feel like I'm doing a little bit something more than last time. Okay, this next one's a little bit personal, but I want this time around, I want to be able to take an everything shower before I give birth. Last time when I was in labor, I told myself I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna take a bath, get myself ready because I'm starting to feel contractions. As soon as I went upstairs, it was like midnight. Um, and that did not happen. Everything happened so quickly. I did not have time to take a shower. I did not have time to prepare. I only prepared my bed for giving labor on top of my bed. Um, and that was it. But I did not shower. I did not feel great in the moment, but I had to do what I had to do. This time I'm going to be prepared. Hopefully it doesn't come as quick. I'm going to be prepared and then I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to feel fresh and just be ready. So that is what I would do this time. This kind of goes back to my birth plan and creating my birth plan accordingly. I do want to have a water birth this time. It was part of my plan last time, but it did not happen. I didn't even want to look at water. I didn't want to fill up my tub. I was already kind of far along in the process and I didn't know it. And so getting in the water just did not feel comfortable to me. But that is something that I would like to try to do this time around. So hopefully it works. But however the baby comes, that's how he comes. So I'm not really pressed about it. Number 4 of what I would do differently. I want to record the whole entire birth process. I want to show myself. I want to look back at these memories. I want to see what it was like for me to go through labor, to kind of have these interventions without an epidural, without the doctors, just labor at home with my partner, with my son, having my altar space and my affirmations. I want to be able to show it all. I am really empowered by the whole home birth process and having midwives. It's like my midwife last time showed up like maybe 4 minutes before my son was born. I literally did it all on my own, and all they did was just quietly walk through the door. They didn't have to call me. They didn't have to look for me. I was just upstairs, quiet. They came in quiet. They let me do my thing, and my son was here, and it was beautiful. This one kind of makes me sad, but I actually won't be having my doula present. I did have a doula the first time. She was very my emotional support, my labor support. She fed me. She gave me drinks. Or she knew when I was thirsty, and she gave me something to drink. She massaged my back. She held my legs. She made sure like no unwelcome family members try to come into my room. She recorded parts of the birth. She took pictures for us. She was just so helpful. But I'm sad that we won't be having her again. It's just one, it's not in our budget at the moment. And I don't feel like I need that emotional support the second time around. I do know that if I ever needed to call her, I can. She'll be in touch with me. She is the best. So have a doula, first time pregnancy. Second time, you kind of don't need it. Okay. So, according to the plan for the midwives, when you give birth at home, you have to prepare not just for yourself and not just for your child, but you have to prepare for the midwives as well. So, what they require is having, coffee and snacks and meals, and a place for them to lay down because you don't know how long the labor is going to be. But I didn't do that last time. It happened so quickly, and I kind of feel bad because they were there with me for a few hours after the birth. They did, the birth testing. They made sure that I was lactating. They made sure that my son was latching on. So they were there for a few hours, and I felt really bad not having that food prepared. But my family was also downstairs preparing my meals, so I hope they kind of worked that out. But I will be prepared this time. They will be comfortable. This one might go without saying, but I want my son to be involved throughout my laboring process. I want him to see what it's like for his mom to be in labor and to give birth to his baby brother. He might not remember it when he's older, but I think having him around will help, like the oxytocin will help me labor easier, quicker, faster. Um, and so I'm not going to try to have him stay with family members. He's welcome to get in the water with me if I have a water birth, or just be by my side. And that's something that I did not do, obviously, the first time around. This one also might be personal, but I'm not going to wait to have my second son circumcised. He will be circumcised right away. My first son was not circumcised right away, and most likely they'll be circumcised around the same time. I feel bad because he's almost 3 years old, so he's going to have to feel some of that pain, but that's what I will be doing differently. For my first son, we did exclusively breastfeed at night. And I did not allow for him to have breaks. I didn't take those breaks as I should have. I should have, like, brushed his teeth after every meal, because I started to notice he was getting cavities. That's something that I didn't do any research on. But he was getting cavities from the sugar in my breast milk from falling asleep on the boob at night. So now with my second son, we are going to be taking breaks. He's not going to be falling asleep on the boob. He will be having his teeth brushed because we don't want cavities as a child. It looks horrible. And the last thing that I will be doing differently is not having a hospital bag packed. So just like I wasn't prepared to feed my midwives, I was not prepared to have a hospital bag packed. I was hoping for plan A, and plan A did stick. But I have to also be realistic in case a home birth does not work out, not even just a water birth, but a home birth in general. In case that doesn't work out, I need to have a hospital bag packed for myself, for my son, for my newborn son, for my partner. We have to have that ready because labor goes fast. And if I'm not prepared, I am not going to try to be like, where's my toothpaste? Where's his baby hat? Where's the blanket? That is too stressful for me. I would just say, forget all of it, and we'll figure it out when we get there. But I want to be prepared this time. Hopefully I don't need it. Like last time I didn't need it, but being prepared is the way to go.